Hi, this is the Ridge Runner with another episode of Pine Home Primitives. And yes, I said I wasn't going to do any more knife reviews, but something came down the pike that I just have to review, okay? And that is the Utica Cutlery Survival Knife. I bumped into this knife a couple of times at different retail shops, and it's just a phenomenal knife from what I could see, but I never got to touch it because it was in a hurry, but it looked really nice. And then, lo and behold, I was at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino over in Verona, New York, where they had the Great Northeastern Sports Show, which I highly recommend you. If you haven't gone to it yet, you should definitely try and go this next year. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure if I can work it out, we're going to have us a booth there. No promises, but we're going to try. But what we've got today is these wonderful survival knives. We're going to unbox these ones here, and we're going to take a look at them. Now I'll tell you a little bit about these. These are made right in Utica, New York. Yeah, this is my Kershaw. Right in Utica, New York. It's where I grew up. And I like that. I like the fact that I know exactly where this knife was made. People I know may have actually touched this knife. That's a good thing for me. Alright. Now, let's open this thing up. It comes in a nice little wrapper here, which if you like to store your knives, you need a safe queen. You want to take one and take it in the field, the other one you keep. This is a way to store it in your safe without having to keep the box, if that's not your thing. Some people like that. Alright, so far, this looks like a bag with all of the connections so you can clip it. That's pretty cool. Okay. If you like a clip, that's the way to go there. Alright, now let's look at the knife itself. Now this is their satin finish model. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, this is a piece of 1095 high carbon steel. It is it's the same steel that the United States Marine Corps K-bar is made out of. The old cold steel SRKs were made in carbon V. Pretty much that was a 1095 type of a steel. So your performance there is going to be very good. Now, my lab that I like to use for chopping up wood with knives is under snow right now. It's April and it's still snowing. Fun. Anyway, but I wanted to talk a bit about these, and we will take them out and we will put them to use to work. But for now, let's have a look at these things. Okay. What I see here is a really nice flat grind. There's a secondary bevel which I'm not necessarily not a fan of. It's a great sharp edge though. I mean, this thing, it really cuts. Let me just take this over here and oh, that's not mine. I can't cut that out. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm almost cutting up somebody else's mail. Let's not do that today. All right. Here we go. Alright. Now, I mean, this is right out of the box. Let's see how it cuts. Wow. Not bad, huh? Right out of the box. That's the factory edge. Now, I've always said the first thing you're going to want to do when you get a knife, no matter what knife it is, factory edge isn't going to be as good as the one you strap in with either your butcher steel or the back of your belt, or a proper strap if that's your thing. Alright, the knife comes with a skull crusher pommel. I hate that term, but that's what they call it. But it has a lanyard hole at the end, which is always welcome because it makes it so that you can put, and it's a healthy size lanyard hole. You can actually stick a full piece of parachute cord through there without having to twist everything with some of these knives. It has nice forward choil, plenty of room. I mean, I got girly hands, and I got plenty of room on this. A guy with bigger hands, well, he wouldn't have as much room, but he'd have enough. It's got jimping on the back. That could be a little bit more pronounced. It's a little rounded, but then again, it can be a little bit. If you have too much sharpness on that jimping, it's going to be difficult for on your thumbs. But this is their S5 model, by the way, just so you know. It's basically the size of a little bit. This is the SC4. To give you an idea of the size difference here. Now the SC4 has a little bit smaller handle, but it's a smaller knife too. So but that's just to give you an idea of the difference in size. So I don't have an SC5, so I don't know if this is the same size as not or not. But anybody out there who has, well, anyway, let's go over what it looks like. It's got a micarta handle, which micarta handle scales, which are good, and they're held on. It's held on with let's get it up here where you guys can see it. It's held on with Allen screw. Probably look like Chicago screws, but they're Allen screws, so you can hold that on there. The handle is quite nice. I will say it could be a little more rounded. It's just, but honestly, the SE, same way. It's just a little too. They both have the same problem. They're just a little too square, you know. Which is, I might be okay on the top. I don't mind that, but on the bottom, I kind of want it just a little more rounded. But other than that, this came out. This knife is brilliant. It has a I don't know what kind of metal this is. Probably aluminum bolster. That's kind of a neat feature because it adds a little more. Is that aluminum? I'm not sure, folks. I don't know if that's aluminum or if that's plastic. It feels like aluminum to me, though. But anyway, this thing, the fit and finish on it is perfect. I mean, you can see that that there's no space in between. Some of these knives, I've seen them where you can actually look and see in between the scales and between the scales and the tang, and that's not happening here. The blade shape, I honestly think there are two different blade shapes out there that make a lot of sense to me, and one of them is the drop point, which is what this is. Well, this is the coated steel model, and this one's mine, by the way. I'm actually going to carry this in the woods quite a lot. It's going to give a lot of my other knives a run for their money, but this is a phenomenal knife. Well, they also come in another color, in another scheme, a high gloss finish, specifically a mirror finish. And you want to take a look at that, guys? Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you really want to see the high gloss version. And I've seen a lot of these in the black, but I haven't seen a lot in the high gloss. So maybe you guys haven't either. Who knows? Let's have a look. Again, comes in a nice plastic package here. And when I get done with showing you the blade on this, we're going to look at the features, because there's a lot more to this knife than just the blade in there. All right. This is your high gloss model. And look at that. That is gorgeous. Bear Grylls, by the way, if you're out there and you're looking at the Bear Grylls. Oh, look at that. That's the shorter model. That's Brill. And that's pretty much the same size as the SE. But there are considerable differences here, and I'll get to them in just a second. Well, this knife's nice. I like this one a lot. I like the way it's a little bit smaller, but I actually kind of like the length better on this one. It's just this fits the hand a little bit better. And also on this one, the handle is not quite as squared off as the other one. Oops, I'm getting some. This one's actually not. This is my buddy Pete's. He's going to be receiving this and trying it out, and you might start seeing him in some videos. And he's got quite a background, which I'm sure he'll regale you with in the future. All right, but this is basically the same knife, just a little bit shorter. Choil is nice, and he's got bigger hands, so he'll talk about that. The jimping, again, not as pronounced as it could be, but other than that, it's got that pommel. It's got that nice lanyard hole. Now let's talk a little bit about the sheaths, because this is a system. It's not just the knife. And I'm sure you've seen these before, where they have a ferrosorium rod on there. Ferro rods are pretty handy. But let me show you a little something that's different. You unscrew this ferro rod. You see this? That's on the top of the ferro rod, securely screwed on there, and then. Let me make sure this is my knife I'm doing this with. I don't want to do it. Yep. All right. I don't want to use up his. Yeah, let's see here. Problem with these ferro rods, you have to start them out. There we go. Yeah, look at that. It's got the striker right there. Now you can use the back of the blade. Yeah. Ooh, this is secure in the sheath, by the way. All right. But no, actually you can't. Sorry, you can't really use the back of the blade. You got to use the. No, you can't use that either. This coating really makes it so you can't do that. But it also makes it so it's less maintenance. And a 1095 high carbon blade, this one's going to rust a lot quicker, but it's easy to clean up. We'll talk about that in another video. Or to patina is what the best way to handle that is. Well, you got a way to make fire. You got your cutting tool right here. You got a way to make fire, but you know cutting tools get dull. Well, let me tell you, you got a way to handle that too. Now, granted, this is one of those sorts. It's got a sharpening sharpener right here. It's one of those V-style sharpeners. See if you can see it in the thing there. Yeah. Sorry, the camera work is great here. It's more top quality people with this sort of thing. Anyway, this allows you to, if you've really got your knife all messed up, it allows you to fix that knife up and make it so that it's good. It's going to be sharp again. Now, to test this out, I actually got this from Utica Cutlery again. So I called it a Coke bottle. Somebody had another name for it. Don't recall what it was. But it's just a little pocket knife. These are factory seconds. I got a bunch of them from the vice president of the company, of all people. And didn't cost a lot of money for these either. But let's try this out. And improve that edge. This is a factory second, so the grind was a little off on it. But honestly, this solved the problem. Factory second, it's now a factory first. Just like that. And with another Utica Cutlery product. Now let me tell you a little bit about Utica Cutlery. Utica Cutlery's been around for a long time. I talked about it in another video with the trapper, the locking trapper. But Utica Cutlery's been around for a long time. It's one of the few places in Utica, New York that is still producing something. And 100% American made. And I'm going to be posting an interview with one of the executives from Utica Cutlery about what Utica Cutlery is. He'll talk a lot about this knife again, and one's a little longer than this. They come in a couple of varieties. They got this one. They got this one here. This is the S4. This is the S5. And I believe there's an S6 and an S7. Anyway, I don't have those, but the S7 you're going to there's a large Bowie it's quite nice. They also have a nice little neck knife, which I missed out on. I was going to grab one but these retail at around $75, $80. So they're on par with the SC stuff in that regard. And in terms of price, honestly, there's a lot more thought going into these in some ways. And I know the one thing I gotta say is that, and I said this before, you really gotta look at buying things made in the USA. I mean, these are products made right here that are solid. You know, they're a kind of a blade that you can depend on, and made by people who really care about their product. Talk a quick bit about. I'm sorry, I should have covered this before. Nice Kydex sheath. Actually, I believe this is a molded plastic sheath, but you can see it takes a bit to get it out of there. This is one of those sorts of things that will work itself out as you open it up. But really, you don't want this. You don't want your knife to be lost on you. You know, you don't want that. You don't want to lose this. This is your life right here. So I'd rather have it be a little stiff, to be honest. All right. Well, going forward, I plan on reviewing considerably more of these knives and working with a lot more of these knives as time goes on. And maybe, just maybe, I can get another one of these things, and we can attempt to maybe do a giveaway or something on or a raffle or of some sort for one of these knives in the future. But long and short of it is this: Utica Cutlery Survival Knife line is really good. I mean, they're really sharp. They're really good. They're made out of a top-notch steel, one of those solid types of steels that's been around for an age. And, you know, King Arthur's sword was made of 1095. I don't know. But the point is, it's been around a long, long time. It's a steel you can trust. It's a blade you can trust. This company is one you can trust because it's been around for ages and ages. My first knife I ever got, the first sheath knife I ever had that I got for myself, was a Utica Cutlery Sportsman knife, which, by the way, I'd love to see them resurrect that knife. There's like those. And if I find one around, I'm going to bring it in and I'll show that off. But, anyway, Utica Cutlery, phenomenal blades, good prices. I mean, $80 for a really good survival knife. It's hard to beat. Seriously, American-made products right here in upstate New York. Get one. Seriously. Anyway, please like and subscribe to the channel. Head on over to Facebook and look up woodlandsurvival.com, and see us on the web at woodlandsurvival.com. Stay tuned. We got a lot more videos coming up. And this is the Ridge Runner signing off.